and the efforts are rest. The brothers gave me the end, the promise of death. The work of my life without again.
I live
Master.
Clepali suome kanyo ake SKTV menyo. Sema cheni tina ke asema jamu. Enji sano muni emu aye yo. Enji lofa mui emu aye yo.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandmaster.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money. And I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money. Another forget now ya to money. That's the baby. Another forget now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah. Oh.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We started a podcast by connecting people and culture from here and out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise my best. The work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, the San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa.
It is the best around the entire world that we live in. So, folks, what a way to say the pleasant good evening and welcome. Welcome to the morning edition of the SKTV show. Please, let's share the show. Those of you who just joining us, yeah, man, it's not easy to just got to put ourselves into yes, in the kind of some situation. Don't mind me. It's not it's not the other situation, but this situation of ours is indeed independent and is indeed what good, right? So, folks, good evening and welcome to the Monday edition. It's not easy. We've been faced with some technical glitches and like what happened in the yes, maybe someone was saying the case. Coming. Some of you, yeah, this is not easy. So, folks, please let's share the show. Welcome to the Monday edition. Please, share the show. We are live now. Sorry, though, it's better late than never. Indeed, it's better late than never. So many things to talk about. So many things happening in Mama Liberia, and I know that some of you can't even wait. Whenever we, when SKTV, because the reason there is that SKTV bring you all of the happening. That's the thing with us. For us, whether it's good, it's bad, whether it's, the kind of information, things that you need to know. What are the fire incident, for example, what happened at 11th Street. Yeah, But again, folks, good evening. Sorry to all of you, man. Yeah, he said that I think we support SKTV. We will say this in some of you get angry. We need a lot of gadgets. We need so many things. You see, now I had to fight hard to come on. But if maybe some kind of a laptop somewhere, I'll not have my hair. I just part through. Boy, all of you waiting for Mr. Kane, Monk, or Steve, maybe to say, maybe we have the laptop for you. You know, again, that's the country. People don't even respect people who are sacrificing. You only respect the politicians and give them all of the money. And give them all the support. Can you imagine? People who already have money, who looting our country. When people come here from the US, they come here, they want to interact with the same people, give them all of the support. Even at the at the end of the day, they also want to even give them money, give them things for getting to know that there are people out there who are sacrificing for this country. But you don't care. Only thing you care about is to always be with politicians. But we here, we will sacrifice. When we come here, we say Friday support. Some of you, you get angry. You say, yeah, when they want money, yeah, when they want no. Even if you have a laptop, if you have cell phone, any other thing that you think that can make media to work, we will accept all these things from you. See it? You don't even know. But anyway, good evening. And all of you who are watching, let me say a wonderful way to welcome all of you. My sister Elizabeth Bowen. But Muna already, yeah, let me see what Muna is prepared. Good. Muna, good evening.
Maybe are you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you, but it's like you are having some, I don't know what
Like for yourself. I'm here to check your audio area, right? Check your audio because I don't know what happening. Is that when somebody come on there, I'll be better for my side.
No, good. So I'm getting you. I'm getting
Okay.
you, Muna. I'm getting you loud and clear. Everything is okay from my end. But everything.
Yeah, everything is fine. Maybe I'm good to be back on the first working day in the week, Monday. Good to be back on the show discussing those issues that can bring changes to all of us in country as well, and the rest of our global village.
Great, wonderful, Mona, and thank you for joining us, Mona, from the Southeast. Those of you who also here from the Southeast, let me tell you, I don't know, Mona, I'm getting a lot of, I don't know why you have your gadget loud. I think you got to lower a little bit. But again, those of you that are here from Southeast, sometimes I can still recall, Mona, where sometimes the people used to say the entire government was the Eastern government. But how will you classify people? Therefore, you have 6 counties, right? Mona, am I right? 6 counties from Southeast.
Yeah, you have Grand G there, you have Grand Crew, River G, Sign of Maryland 5.
6 counties, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So among these 6 counties, like for example, Muna, I'm asking you, so that for example, if you, Muna, maybe you are maybe speaker, let's just say, and you hear from Grand Jide, and maybe the other person hear from Grand Crew, and they are Senator temporary, or maybe the person here from Sano, or maybe Maryland. Are you is that so Eastern government or government? Maybe of the people, or because sometimes I get these things like I get a little bit confused because the way people want to credit, because I know that all these things bow down to nepotism. Sometimes they will say, oh, the government is all about nepotism because the people. So the 6 counties, are they not having the right to have their sons and daughters maybe being part of the government or the governance of our land?
Maybe, I don't know why people sometimes say, especially when you appoint somebody from Grand G or someone from River G, they become Southeastern into solidarity.
Great. The reason I'm asking you this question, Mona, is that because sometimes some of us will get these things wrong. Now, the chief of staff of the Republic of Liberia, here from Lofa County, they're not. Look, Look, so many things that you have that we have to talk about, but just that sometimes the news keep popping up, everything keep coming up like nothing is happening. So by the time you want to talk about nepotism, no way. You have to discuss some of the latest news, some of the happening of the day. So because of that, sometimes we don't even discuss anything that has to do with nepotism. But Muna, if you even observe, I know that you want to be fair enough and tell us or the public out there what your own observation when it comes to this government with nepotism or the issue of appointing kinsmen and so forth before I welcome the other team members.
I think for me, I would say this government, they are very care on nepotism because majority of the government officials I think they're from Lofa County. So this government they are very carrying on that. Yeah.
Good, Muna, thank you. Let me see, Mr. Kane. Mr. Kane, even though you look a little bit back, and I know that maybe you are working and so forth, but thank you for joining us, and which, of course, we are so proud, at least, that you will be part of the broadcast. But good evening, Mr. Kane, and let me see, Monk is already here. Yes, Monk is here already. Yep. But Mr. Kane, good evening.
Good evening, Melbourne. Good evening to you and Muna and my man Mon and everybody listening to us in Radio Land and those of you listening to us on the Facebook or YouTube or anywhere you are watching us. I want to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending where you are. I'm very excited to be here. I'm not going to tell you how much I'm proud of you guys, Melbourne, because I cannot express the level of excitement I have and admiration for you and Muna and Monk for keeping this platform ongoing, even with whether or not we are here. I really, really appreciate it. And for Monk, he already know because we talk a lot in the back. So, Melbourne, I know you have not started the actual conversation here because when I came in, I listened to you talking about nepotism.
Yes,
this is not new when it comes to Liberian politics. But Joseph Nima Boakai's government is just something different, especially not only involving in nepotism, but at least those you're bringing into power or into positions in government, let them be qualified. Let them be among the brightest and the smartest in the country. But engaging in nepotism in a way that, it is so glaring and you care less about their qualification, you care less about their background, and care less about their performance. Case in point, look at this guy he was supposed to be the internal affairs minister, who stood up on video and said he's a killer, who said that you're going to galvanize men and go and murder an immigration officer, who is openly accused of sexual harassment at work. In America here, that one is zero tolerance. Whether the private sector job, whether the corporate America, whether the government job, sexual harassment or any kind is zero tolerance here. But yet, Moda will let go because of an allegation of money, $96,000. This guy that we're talking about now, he asked for close to $500,000 to renovate his ministry. His office alone, $196,000. That will let go for how much? $96,000 allegation. Something he denies. He was not found guilty, but he denied. He resigned because of the pressure. He was asked by the president to resign. So, Mabel, just to agree with you, nepotism is real. It has been existing in the country, but Joseph Boakai is making it, obvious and apparent. that everybody can see it. You know, even a blind man will see it. But you know, I came on the show today, Melbourne. I actually something caught my attention yesterday.
Yeah. So yeah. So Mr. Kane,
I'll
thank
let you
you.
talk about that. Listen, I'll let you
Yes.
talk about that when you officially start the show. So go
Good.
ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I wait away a piece. I want to please a big away a piece. And let me welcome.
Well, I don't got plenty of time, so I hope my piece until I go. Go ahead.
Oh no. Actually,
No,
30 seconds. Let me just
let's
welcome
Segu
more.
finish. Let's Segu complete his thought. Segu don't have that
No,
much time to be here, so
no,
let him just
no,
go ahead.
no. It's okay, Mom. I still have a few more minutes. It's okay. Go ahead, Mom.
Because I just wanted to welcome you, Mark, and then we'll go back to Mr. Kane. That's all. Nothing much.
No, yeah, it's okay. Let you hear from Mom.
Well,
Mom,
not
what's up,
much.
man?
Just I mean, not much. Happy to be here another day. Fresh day of the work week. Monday. We got like throughout the week to go, so it's another day to be here. Happy to be here. Nothing much to say for now. I mean, like. But the only news today that caught my attention was this so-called audit. I found it to be interesting, and the budget that were being made to the president, the vice president, the speaker of the house, the pro tem, amidst all the cut we are talking about, and most of the adjustment. It just it sounds comical and funny to me that after all these years, when we come on SKTV, we talk about pressing issue that the like of Sir Joseph and Amara will be calling for, or spending entities under the USAID that they want to audit from 2018 to 2025 on the issue of tax or services. The article caught my attention, so I was like, okay, maybe that's something we can dive into today. But let me give you the chance when you land, then maybe we can go into that later. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Muna. I don't know whether you want to give us maybe up to speed to inform us exactly what happened in Swedru, because the issue of drugs. Every time we put our internet on, we see a lot of incidents, communications, press release, and a lot of things happening, especially from some of the counties about drugs and so forth. What is happening there in Swedru, Grand County? Quickly before we go
Yeah,
back to
the
Mr.
same.
Khan.
Yeah, the same. The drug issues are is serious thing in county that everyone it caught everyone attention, that needs serious attention from the local authorities, those that are responsible, and also the national government to see how best they can fight the drug business because a very serious thing in Grand County. That ain't working in broad day any hour you afraid because you will see our brothers and sisters, they are ready something else. So something needs to be done. Yeah, but the drug business county. Also, nothing much, it's just that we're following up projects that the letter money for to see how best it can come to light. All of that, that's what happened right now in county, but nothing much and no nothing bad. It just everyone is just working to see how best the right can be done in Grand County. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mona, and Mr. Khan will be joining us very soon. But there are so many things happening in the nation capital, ranging from the quote unquote, the okay. So Mr. Khan already, yeah. So let me just give the opportunity to Mr. Khan, then I will talk about some of the happening back home in the nation capital. So Mr. Khan, we don't want you to be going up and coming on because you have so many things to talk about. So we want to give you the little time so that you can talk. Then
Yeah,
after that,
no, go ahead. Maybe what I'm going to talk about, kind of my incorporate some of the things you're going to be talking about in terms of giving us an update as to what's going on in the country. So go ahead. Then after that, I'll
well,
come in.
okay, good. So that magnificent. Thank you so much, Mr. Conant. Yes, so many things happening and reaching from last week up to now because mind you, last week there was a lot of noise holding and pulling, but moving on to this week, today is the first working day, like Monk said another Muna. So Liberians are waiting to hear from their government, from their president, because mind you, there are so many things happening, especially when it comes to the USA and Donald Trump closing down USA and cutting a lot of supports from some of the local happening in Liberia. That is some of the projects that have been undertaken by USA. So Liberians are more concerned about some of the projects as to what's going to happen next after maybe Donald Trump cut or you say cut off some of the projects. So Liberians are a bit concerned. But again, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning headed by Augustine Bay Kafua also said that government going to lost close to almost $50 million projects. That means that that money so be coming from UC, and that's a serious concern about what's going to happen next, because if $50 million out of the 800 and 800 plus million dollar budgets that was signed into law, and out of that 800 plus million, 770 some more million going to be reoccurrence, or that means that money will be there for salaries of salaries, incentives, and that of all of the happening that will be for government. And what's going to be there for projects going to be around 100 million. So if you say cut off about 50 million, then what's going to happen next? So Liberians are concerned about some of the happening and so forth. And again, with the fatigue issues still continue with the AFL personnel. Mind you, on Friday, yes, indeed, we got this report that some fatigue was in some scoffers with an army personnel, and that also escalated, and people show a lot of concerns as to what's going on. And even though the this mix fatigue deputy LDA boss also call on some LDA officers to come and rescue him, and that also sparked a lot of debates as to how will someone who is dismissed will be able to call on a platoon or a battalion to come and rescue him. So there are a lot of mixed reactions to that stories. But again, investigations still ongoing. The media is still watching as to what's going to happen next after all of the happening from the Fadigas brother. That is what happened on Friday between some Fadiga and that of the AFL personnel. So again, that investigation, we wait for the results as to what's going to happen. But Mr. Kane, apart from all of this happening, Liberians are still waiting as to what's going to maybe happen with the bread and butter issues, their lives, and so forth. So far, so good. Apart from some of these stories, the issue of high labor practices, the issue of Liberian living better life, corruptions, and so forth are still on the high increase. So far, so good. These are happening back home in Liberia. Mr. Kane, Mark, and Dada Muna.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Mayborn. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're getting you. Yes, we're getting Mr. Kane. You are live, and you're also loud.
All right. Thank you so much. So just to piggyback on some of the things you just mentioned, when it comes to the Fadiga brother, I want to start with the last one. Hassan, who is former deputy for operation at the LDA. Remember, they recruited their own people. When Jobaga took over, whether it's Ibi Kruma, whether it's Fadiga, whether it's Pau, whatever who his name is, they all brought in people. That I know for sure, 100%. And with that, President Son also gave them a lot of people with no vetting, no investigation, no background check. And those people are in there. When Fadiga was coming from America, he carried some uniforms, pepper spray, some, some other stuff. And those people that he recruited, most of them stay with LDA. So they take control from him, they take command from him. He controls them. Similarly, though most of the guys at Ibi Kuma also brought there, some of them stay in there, but some of them left with Ibi Kuma. Some of the people then that the president's son gave it to them for them to hire, some of them they are still there. So that particular agency is a time bomb. I can tell you for sure. It's a time bomb. It has to be very, 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 very observed. People have to pay attention to them because at the end of the day, that particular agency could cause some problem in our country. And when it comes to Fadiga being violent, then the behavior for always involving in some kind of violent acts, it's not a good record for him. Hopefully he will desist. Other than that, he will destroy his own, future career in terms of working in government. And beyond that, if those kind of, behavior follow you all the way back into the United States, you have some issue, you have some problem. So with regards to the other issue that you mentioned, there's no surprises when it comes to Joseph Boakai government. Well, something that I say I wanted to talk about, I didn't hear it in your update. And like SKTV and other area, it did not actually catch a lot of attention from a lot of media. And many people believe it was not newsworthy, maybe. But for me, that was the biggest news of the week leading to today. It was the reporting done by Representative Musa Hassan Beledi in my county, in district number 7. Liberia's major problems, one of the major problems is accountability and transparency and corruption. For somebody who, for the first time in his first year in the Liberian legislature, that came in, the first thing we heard Musa Beledi crying about in the legislature, let's audit the horse. Let's audit the horse. Let's audit the horse. The second thing, when it came to the removal of Fonate Kofa illegally, he said no. Even though I ran with this guy, Richard Kun, as a deputy speaker, we ran on the same team, but I cannot support wrongdoing. Let's follow the law. Let's respect the law. At the same time, when they said, okay, declare your assets, this guy declares his assets in a way that has never been done in Liberia, including presidents. And he promised that time that a year later, he will report to his people. I've never seen it. Our president and our senator, all other people in our country, they will come and they will sweet talk you. They give you all kind of sweet talk. They will lie to you. They will convince you to elect them. When you elect them, it's over. They will renege on their promises. But this guy, not only that he worked, not only that his work are seen particularly on the ground, not only that the people in his district and the country are feeling his work in his country, but yet he said, let me report back to you guys. And not only by mouth, or not only one sheet of paper throwing it on the Liberian people, but this guy has a whole booklet, a brochure, or like a magazine, highlighting every single developmental agenda that he has undertaken in just 1 year. If this was done by Unity Party, if this was something done by Joseph Nima Boakai or other corrupt-minded officials in the government belonging to Unity Party, the whole world, including BBC, will have heard that. MSNBC and VOA, they will have been on it. But what kind of big thing happened? I will tap into those so-called advocates that have been calling for transparency and accountability. If somebody is here to adhere to your call, what do? You acknowledge them, you thank them, you encourage them. So that will serve as a motivation for other lawmakers, for other leaders, that there's need for them to be accountable to their people, that you are not working for yourself. Even though many of you pocketing money for yourself, but you are not working for you have employers. Your employers are your people. At the end of the day, you have to come and account for what you did within the course of the year. This is exactly what this guy did. I think it's commendable. People should see him, use his example as a good example to emulate in your various counties, districts, and in your various positions in government. This should be more than a big. Should be the biggest news in the town. But I didn't hear nobody talking about it, no radio station, nothing whatsoever. Because why? Instability, the one that did it. If this was done by the Unity Party or some kind of CDC person done this one, CDC will be running all over the place. The best lawmaker in the country, the best lawmaker in the world. Unity Party will have put this shit on the. I'm sorry to put my language. They will have put in this one on the billboard. Unity Party will have carried on ERBC on the radio, on television. It was going to be on the executive mansion website. People there, when they go, they steal money. When they steal $1 million, they use $1,000, $2,000, they will go and show that as an achievement. But somebody coming to show high level transparency and accountability to his people and show responsibility to tell the person, you know what, I said this and this is exactly what I'm going to do. I think that is commendable, and people should use this as an example that they can emulate in their various areas in terms of development, in terms of accountability, in terms of transparency. And if we should work, should people reward people for doing good things? Let's reward people who are accountable to us by telling them thank you, by appreciating them. So that will encourage other people to follow suit. That is something that was actually on my mind, Melbourne, Mong, and Lawrence, and Muna. These are things that we should encourage people to do. If we cannot commend, if we cannot acknowledge people for doing good, and we are there celebrating criminals and corrupt-minded people who care less about their country, their district, their people, when they got power, they don't even call anymore, they don't even go to their district. This should be something that they should actually look at, a good example that they can follow. So I wanted to say that, Mong, Melbourne, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Connor. And let me be frank with you. Take all of your thoughts into consideration. Liberians, they want to go at criticizing, but when it comes to implementation, they don't want to appreciate people because I don't know, because of political differences. So I have received a couple of messages back to back. People are saying, yes, Mr. Connor is right. Mr. Connor is right. How many of the media institutions even flagging some of these things? But because they feel that by them flagging these issues, it will be like maybe they are promoting Honorable Musa's ability. So when we do this thing, they say, that is a station. So how you will not be? Some of you are motivated journalists. Some of you are this and that. You see? But thank God that some of you are also realizing some of the issues. But again, that's the country. And I will tell you for free that Honorable Musa is working 100% in Imba County, and his good work is speaking for him. So the media, like, they want to be biased, or they quote unquote, I know human rights advocates, people talking about, look, Mr. Kane. Well, anyway, let me welcome Lawrence quickly. Lawrence, good evening, and welcome to the SKTV Morning Edition. Hello, Lawrence, are you there? All right, I think we've got to get Lawrence out. Lawrence is not active. Muna, are you also active? Muna? Hello, Mona, are you there? All right. Well, so Mark,
Yes,
what's up, my
sir.
brother? Good evening. And you're listening to Mr. Connor, and Mr. Connor never everything. What say you?
Well, for me, I got a different take. For me, the way I see politics is more complicated than physics. If you really understand politics, if you can really sit back and observe the nature of politics. One thing I understand in life, when it comes to politics, is you are dealing with human psychology. You can talk about the nepotism, you can talk about everything, but at the end of the day, you know what I believe in? Politician, you got it like a show business. There are two aspects to politics. One aspect is the aspect of governing. That is, you are putting your ideas to work. And the other idea is to sell your idea to make people to believe exactly what you are doing. That's a psychological part. That's a sales part. That's where you got to brand yourself. It's not strange. The same thing happened to Alexander Cummings. When you do a when you do a research on Cummings and the campaign's activity and things that he did in that country in terms of his direct contribution, he did a lot of things, but he wasn't successful in selling those ideas when it came to politics. The political aspect, that is building the brain, making the awareness. Look, let me tell you something. Politics is not charity. There are certain things you can do, you want to keep on a wrap. There are other things that you must sell to the people because that's just the nature of politics. When I build a bridge, the whole country should know that I built a bridge because that's politics. Cummings never did a good job. He was giving people tens of thousands of dollars a year, buying generators, giving market women capital to start up businesses. But you know what he did? He never sold it. He was doing it on a cover. No, in politics, you don't do anything on a cover. I applaud Chairmanability. I think you can remember one time there was a guy that called on this show. I told him, I said, if you guys believe that Chairmanability is working harder than any other lawmaker, why you cannot go and petition him? Why you cannot force him to run for the Senate in Nima County? But I know you folks, it will always be about tribal politics. It's not about how hardworking someone is. You won't see that because I don't need to say it. You are the one there. You see it every day. You see the impact it's making. The question is, why are you not bringing these kind of people on board and giving them front row seat? But the one thing that I understand too also is when you're working harder, you got to be blowing your trumpet because this is not charity, this is politics. When you are engaging into improving people's lives and making bigger investment in the district, you got to be forceful when it comes to selling. Because remember, let me tell you something. When you do charity work, right, the intention for which you are doing it with is one thing, right? Not every time you give people help, you want for the rest of the world to get to know that you give people help. But in the game of politics, no. You must get your return on your investment. You must sell your idea, and you should make people to know this is what I'm doing. Chairman Billionaire got a platform. He goes on another platform. I think he must sell it more than what is being sold to people right now. He got to put that effort in because I know there are a lot of people. Look, let me tell you something, Melbourne. They got something called perception and reality. Just because you believe something is happening, don't necessarily mean it's happening. There were people that did nothing for that country in terms of contribution, but guess what? They were the one giving the leadership role in that country. There are other people that made bigger investment in that country that you don't hear their name on radio. You don't know about them. Like I just gave you the most common example of Mr. Cummings. When you look at the STEM school and giving money to churches and charity, BWR, look, he spent more. But the question is, when it came time to sell those achievements or strides that he made, he never did a good job. So the boy is in the chairman's court. For me, I know. I say anytime when it comes to politics and his contribution, I will blow his trumpet because I think he's doing exceedingly well in comparison to other lawmakers, but it's also incumbent upon him to sell those things too and build his own brand and tell the people that this is what I'm doing and also raise the alarm for himself that that's just how I see it. Because I know people that have been a victim of that also. So it's not new to me. But I know there's also a tribal undertone to it also. I'm not going to ignore that. I know that country. I know how people vote. I know how they can form their opinion when it comes to politics because they will create their own narrative and make it seem as if to say what they are saying is the truth. Because what? That tribal undertone will always be there. You cannot rule that out. Some people can be very uncomfortable saying that because they think they will ruffle few fellows, but the reality is there. We will vote on tribal land before we vote on ideas on issue. That's just the reality, maybe. I'm not going to deny that. That's it.
Yeah, so let me, my brother Mark, I want to ask you this further question. In the fair play, someone will say, when it comes to development, Because mind you, though, I think Liberians have been yelling. They are calling for development and so forth. Sometimes when they vote, they will say, we want the leader that will change our lives. But if you follow Honorable Musa Azambelete, they may not even connect one of his districts, but they may also go beyond his districts. How can these people are not blowing the trumpet or they're not blowing the horn? And when they want waiting, maybe you can go, or maybe for few people to start to blow the trumpet or maybe the horn before they follow suit.
You asking me maybe when you're making a statement, I didn't really get the final part of your statement. I mean, what you were saying clearly.
I'm asking you because the reason here is that most of the time our people, when they are voting, they're always voting for change. And if you follow all the lawmakers, even though this branch of legislature, especially for the lower house, even though people will classify them as one of the not worthy because they are not performing, they are dormant. All they do is they just cause loss, they just collect their salaries and so forth. Nothing they're doing. Well, among them, Musa Asambelete is shining. So how come they are not pushing and they are not saying anything much about him?
That's why I said from day one, I said there is also a tribal undertone. Let me tell you something, Mabel. When campaign season comes around, you are talking about change. But human beings, psychologically, they hate change because change is a very complicated and very uncomfortable process. People, they say, oh, we want change, but that's a lie. They will still do things that they are used to doing. That's just how your brain was programmed and wired to operate. Because when you talk about change, you got to come up with new ideas. You got to come up with a plan. You got to adapt to certain habits. You got to make commitment. You have to change your lifestyle before you can see change. And human beings hate those steps. Look, let me tell you something. If CDC or Unity Party, any lawmaker, why you think we're showing all those little projects here and there, the tower one-way resting place, the other woman painting a bunch of plywood with red paint? Why you think they are doing it? They are trying to get support, right? They want something in return because for them, they believe that in order to get the people vote, just take on a little pet project, even if that project doesn't move the needle, or they know that they are doing something for the people, they want to create that impression. Now, when you make that comparison with that of chairmanability, you can't even make the comparison with any lawmaker based on the kind of a project we see that he's initiating now, going beyond his district. But the question is why he's not getting the recognition that every single one of them are fighting for. If any one of them have, let's just say, executed 1/10 or even a third of what chairmanability is doing, trust me, the news will be all over, especially if they come from Unity Party or CDC, they will be blowing the trumpet over. The question is, why is chairmanability not getting the same recognition? Even though he got to make the sales himself because he's a politician, I expect him to do that, to push harder, to make the country to believe that this is what I'm doing. I want you to see what I'm doing. Okay, that is bad. But I know there is a tribal undertone to that. I will not ignore it. I will not deny it because I know it is there also. That is why he's not getting the kind of a recognition that he's getting right now. Even though he is putting in 4, 5 times, 10 times the work that other lawmakers are putting in. So I'm not going to rule that out, Mabon, to be very objective and fair.
So, Mabon, before I leave you guys,
yes,
let me say this. I agree with Moan to some extent that tribal undertone or tribalism is real and it's been practiced in Liberia on a daily basis, in our working area, in everywhere, in every aspect of our lives. Tribalism is there. But when you talk about tribalism, some people think it's only for a particular tribe, or maybe just a hate against one tribe. It goes beyond that. Tribalism and divisiveness been going on too against people that we call American Liberians. It has been like that. But because most of them are privileged in terms of financial standing, in terms of education, people don't see what they go through. But tribalism, divisiveness, discrimination is something like organized crime in Liberia. They don't say it out loud, but they practice it every day in every aspect, even when forming governments. When it comes to the case of Germanbility, for me, I think for him, he has somehow transcended the usual trouble problem in Liberia. Number one, Musability is a Madingo because of his father. Musability's mother is a Mano. Musability is a Muslim. Musability's wife is a Mano, also a Christian. Musability got married in a church. I'm not saying those are the reason or everybody should do those things. But I'm just telling you, there are people that don't see Musability as Matingo. There are people that don't see him as just Muslim. They see him as a Liberian who cares about Liberia. The British Musability bill, if you have anybody from his tribe, from his father's side, working on that bridge or crossing that bridge, maybe it will be less than 5%. The rest of the people are other people in the country, in the district. They are Mano, they are Gio, they are B, they are Kran in that country. The clinic, the hospital that Musability gave 50% of his salary to. People that have been treated there, maybe they're going to be anybody from his Madingo tribe, maybe it will be like maybe 10 or 5 or 10%. The rest are the other people. The schools that he built, people that go there, how many children are there that are Mandingo? So for me personally, I think if people should be exempted when it comes to tribal politics, this guy should be considered as a bridge for Liberia. Somebody who can unite Liberians, not only through talking, not only through divisiveness, but through development, through action. So I think Liberian people, I can bet on them. The tribalism still exists, but I think we're gonna go past that. Especially this generation. There are a lot of young people that they don't see that. They really care about development. There are a lot of young people, they don't see tribe, they don't see gender, they don't see religion. All they see is Liberia, and whoever is there for Liberia, they will be there for you. Whoever is there to change their life, to improve their life. Imagine hospital. Somebody giving 50% of their salary to improve a hospital, healthcare system in your district. Somebody going beyond personal sacrifice, they were to go in their pocket, use millions of dollars to build bridge where you never had bridge before. So I think Liberian people will get there. My only problem is with the people refusing to acknowledge and to talk about some of those good things. You don't have to tell somebody to go to somebody married the person, but at least if they do some good things, say it. That will encourage them to do more. And those who also watching, they'll be encouraged to do similar or more, wherein the country will benefit. So I wanted to say that, Mebon. I hope our Liberian people will pay attention. Whatever Musability is doing, I want other lawmakers to be jealous. I want them to be jealous and do even more to emulate his good examples in their district, in their country, across the country. We from Nimba, I'm happy. Even though that's not my district, I'm from District 1. But as long Nimba benefit, I'm happy. Like I've said before, I have a lot of different background when it comes to tribes. I don't care about tribes, to be honest with you. I don't care. So I hope Liberian people will pay attention and acknowledge what this guy is doing, and other leaders will follow his good example and even do more. Mebon, thank you. Mebon, are you there? I don't know whether you're going to do news bulletin. Now I'm trying to run away.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Connor. Just setting up for the news bulletin, but I don't know whether you people follow us for the news bulletin or maybe you want to
Yeah,
hold on until after the news
yeah.
bulletin. Well, no problem.
You can continue. I mean, you can continue with the news, but that's fine.
Okay, cool. So while I want you to hold on a little bit while I do the adjustment, please.
Okay, yeah. So let me say something while you do that. Somebody just said Musa TV. Shame on you for saying that. And Musa should be happy then. So if you refuse to say it, if you refuse to acknowledge his good thing, his good work, out of jealousy, envy, or tribalism, then we will say it. If that will make from Musa TV, so be it. That's fine. You know how many things we have been? We have been Communist TV for a very long time.
I
Sometimes,
know, right?
sometimes we have been Communist TV because we spoke
TV.
through our communists. Because we said everybody that was in that race, communist was the better one person among them. So that makes us Communist TV. Now today, because we are pointing to the good work of Musa Belete, now we are Musa TV. So what's wrong with that? Who doesn't want to be associated with good things? Who the fools? Who the people that don't have future, that don't have proud of themselves? People that have no plan for their life. Everybody want good thing to be associated with. So if this make a Musa TV, I will claim it. I will claim it. I hope I hope you that made that comment. I hope you get the message clearly. Being Musa TV is not a bad thing. For speaking truth, for acknowledging his good work, if that makes a Musa TV, I will claim it every day and every night. I don't want to say that. Maybe are you there?
I think maybe once they're setting up, I don't know. Go ahead if you got to say.
Do you know how many TV we have in Liberia? Do you know how many political radio stations we have in Liberia? Only they're preaching one message. Unlike SKTV, we care less about who you are or which party you belong to. If you do the right thing, we'll say it. If you do the wrong thing, we'll say it. We'll call you out. That's why I don't regret having people like Mount, Muna, and the rest of our people on here, because I can point to one person here who is a sycophant. In fact, I can disagree with all the people that they can all disagree with me. They don't agree with something because they agree with it. They have their own mind. They are not like some of you guys who are only controlled by your belly. Some of you are controlled by your tribe. Some of you are controlled, because what goes in your stomach. But we don't do that.
Mr. Kanye, just to add up, one of the big person in the district here said my boss man opened the station for all to be insulting Joseph Barker and he.
Hey man, I didn't hear something happening. I didn't hear.
One of the big men in the district said my boss opened the station for all to be insulting Joseph Barker and he.
Look at that.
Yeah. So probably you open the station to cause here, but
Joseph Barker. So how the people can think, Mr. Kanye, what you saying is true. They say negative things.
So, Lauren, just to let me tell you something. Okay, I think the news is on now. Let's listen to the news.
40 to 49 vulnerable, 30 to 39 stable, and below 30 is characterized as safe. In 2024, Sub-Saharan Africa SSA experienced a bit of everything: elections that shaped major economies, attempted coups that shocked the Sahel, the global conflicts that have ripple effects across the continent. Meanwhile, climate disasters like floods and droughts added even more pressure. Beyond internal factors, geopolitical shifts in the Middle East and Eastern Europe have far-reaching consequences, contributing to an estimated 10 billion loss in foreign direct investment, approximately 0.5% of SSA's annual GDP, according to the African country Instability Risk Index, published by SBM Intelligence. A record evaluated the stability of 48 African countries by considering indices like ethnic tension, coup history, dominant ethnic groups, food security, poverty rates, debt stability, conflicts and vulnerability, and economic diversity. The 2024 findings highlights key trends in regional stability, the South Sea Africa emerging as the most stable region, while Central Africa remains the most volatile. President Joseph Boakai has pledged his government full support in developing Maigibi University into an institution of higher learning, promising that his government will work to expand the infrastructure of the university. Speaking at the tier graduation ceremony of the Maigibi University over the weekend in Habel, President Boakai also revealed plans to cooperate with partners such as China Union and Firestone Liberia to provide the necessary resources to enhance quality education in Maigibi. The Liberian leader further underscored the need for education in the transformation of Liberia and assured students, faculty, administrators, and his government commitment to expanding and improving the institution. Assistant Minister for Secondary Education Abbas Kanga Jenyon has revealed that approximately 80% of elementary students in the country are over the appropriate age for their grades. Kanga Jenyon mentioned that many students aged from 13 to 19 are foreign in grade 1, while the expected age for grade 1 is 6 years. He spoke on Sunday at the City Hall in Buchanan during the 5th graduation of the SPE students of the Youngly Cares Foundation. According to the Assistant Minister, the World Bank, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, is aimed at supporting children who are misaligned with their grade levels due to age discrepancy. Minister Kanga said the initiative would be a 10-month program designed to help these students transition into the correct grades. Deputy Youth and Sport Minister for TVED, Lariman Yonton, has underscored technical and vocational education as a beacon of hope in harnessing development in the country. Minister Yonton believes by acquiring TVED skills, it enables citizens to be self-sufficient, thus reducing dependency and high level of poverty within the country. Speaking as proxy for Vice President Jeremiah Cohn and as keynote speaker during the 6th graduation exercise of over 900 students from the District 7 Skill Training Center over the weekend in Monrovia, he assured government's commitment to fostering strong partnership in developing standardized curriculum for both public and private TVET institutions. He ensured private TVET service providers receive subsidies from government. Yonton underscored collective effort in pushing for the passage of the Liberia TVET Commission Act of 2024, which is currently before the Senate. For his part, the founder and CEO of the VSSTC, Montserrado County District 7 Representative Emmanuel Da, acknowledged graduates to serve as catalysts of change in the society. Citizens of Grand Cape County have staged a protest against the appointment of Delano Colley as the county's health service administrator. Delano Colley was recently appointed by Health Minister Louis Porto. His appointment has since been resisted by citizens of the county. RCI Grand Cape County correspondent quote the protesters as calling on health ministers to recall his appointment on grounds that he does not have the requisite qualification to serve in such position. As such, his appointment might affect the county's health sector. According to the protesters, such role requires someone with the expertise in administration and not a certificate or certified nurse. The National Commission on Higher Education has begun the inspection of universities and colleges aimed at clearing substandard higher institutions of learning throughout the country. The executive director of the commission, Professor Edward Wonkoyon, disclosed that the inspection will cover strategic plan, curriculums, and academic qualification of faculty, classrooms, and landscape of the institution's environment and accreditations. Speaking in an interview with the station in Monrovia, Professor Wakoyom made it clear that following the inspection exercises, the full reports and recommendations will be forwarded to the Board of Commissioners of the National Commission on Higher Education. According to Professor Wakoyom, there are currently 79 universities and colleges throughout the country. The National Commission on Higher Education Executive Director said any institution that fails to meet the benchmark set by the government will be closed down. The National Executive Committee of the All-Liberian Coalition Party has declared Lucini Camara as a lifetime political leader and standard bearer of ACO. ACO National Chairman Ansu Dole disclosed that the first political leader, late Ahaji G.V. Kuman, made the decision when he was on his dying bed. Mr. Dole made the disclosure at a program in art preparing members of the All-Liberian Coalition Party for the holy month of Ramadan at the headquarters of ACO along the Japan's Highway on Sunday. Speaking during the program, the political leader of the All-Liberian Coalition Party, Lucini Camara, appealed to youth of the party to exercise patience as efforts are underway to seek employment for them. According to Mr. Camara, ACO will continue to engage the Unity Party to assist the youth of ACO with employment and scholarships opportunity. The ACO political leader pointed out that the party will continue to organize programs during the Ramadan in order to identify with the less fortunate members during the holy month. A pro-democracy organization, the Faith and Justice Network, is calling on the Liberian government through the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission, the Asset Recovery Team, and the Justice Ministry to take individuals found guilty of corruption, not only to face the full weight of the law, but also their ill-gotten gains confiscated and returned to the public coffers. The network executive director, Reverend Dr. Toba Jala, said this will send a clear message that corrupt practices will not lead to personal enrichment, rather to the loss of ill-gotten wealth and privileges. And out of Liberia, the Sudan Army says it has broken a near 2-year siege imposed by the paramilitary rapid support forces on the key southern state capital of El Obeid. The breakthrough came hours after the RSF signed a political charter in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi, to establish a breakaway government in areas under its control. The RSF and the army have been in a vigorous battle for power since April 2022, with tens of thousands of people killed and millions forced their way homes. To end this newscast, recap of the top stories. President Joseph Boakai issued executive order on support for refugee and vulnerable people, protection on beachfronts, waterways, and wetlands, revenue collection on international travels, and mandatory firearm registration. Liberia ranks among the 10 top stable countries in Africa, according to African Country Instability Risk Index report. Defense lawyers, one criminal court C, George Roosevelt Willie, dismisses indictment against former Finance Minister Samuel Tuwai and others, say their clients' action border on national security. And out of Liberia, Sudan Army says it has broken a near 2-year siege imposed by the paramilitary rapid support forces, RSF, on the key southern state capital of El Obeid. That's RCN News Bulletin. I'm serving Akita Roberts.
I need job. I need job.
No man
Today, Colonel Gaboya, Jonathan Gaboya need job. She made my far. She made popo. She been out in the party. What total you I need job, man. I need job. I need trouble. I need job. I need job. I need job. I beg you, they can now move for you. They can now move for you. They will now move for you. Tell me. I need job. That job, I shit. So long as they President Boakatola, I will tell you that my issue will be addressed. You met so many people when you hurt my feeling and they come down. Why I talk to you? I need job. 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 I need job.
Yes, we continue with the SKTV show right here on Truth FM 96.1. Yes, thanks to all of you, man, for waiting, for patiently waiting for us. And Mona is already here. Let me see who here again, Mr. Conan and Lawrence. I'm not seeing Monk, or maybe Monk somewhere around preparing for us after the news book. But Mona, we're back after the news bulletin, and Monk is already here again. Mona, good evening. For the second time, I know that you've been off the phone.
Yeah, I've been off to attend on something. You're back anyway.
Mona, are you there?
So
I'm here.
Maybe 1 minute I got crying. I drop in one case, eh?
Yeah,
the back go on the tire. Small bit say
So yes, we start playing and the video. I will because all of our discussion today come back to this video. The usage and all the happening, the stress we're going to be going through, and the life we're going to live few years from now, because you say also call up all their support and $50 million out of our budget.
In the party. I need job. I need job. Today, but not I need job. She a made my far. She a made popo. She a been out in the party. What totally I need job. I need trouble. I need job. I need job. I need job. I beg you, they can not move for you. They can not move for you. They will not move for you. Get me. I need job. That devil I see. So long as they.
Well, that's the country, Anitra, and like some of us, we posted that when you make around 300 below 300 USD in Liberia, that means you are not working, but you are part of the Jobbing Association. And the guy also from the Senate, who also is people say that in fact he's part of the Human Resource Department of the Liberian Senate, also make somewhere around. Some people say 200 for the $1, close to almost 150 after all of the deduction and so forth. But you cry. So Mona, but Mark, today we are looking at the usage issue before we go to the land to interact with our people. Yes, that's our discussion today. That we're looking at the usage issue. Liberia have been cut off, and for a matter of fact, close to $50 million have been cut off from our development plan, and the budget of the Republic of Liberia is around 800 plus million, and out of that 800 plus million, 776 million as tend to be corrected is part of the recurrence. That means that budget or that money will be for salaries, incentives, making people happy, entertainment, and so forth. Out of that money, then all of that budget, like 800 plus million, 106 million will be for development. You imagine, so that means you must say we're not part of the government or so forth. Our part of money is 106 million, and in that 106 million, sometimes the international development, like the UC, will also put in 50 million, 46 million, 80 million, 60 million, something like that. But according to the Foreign Minister, the UC has not cut off 50 plus million. Monk, what say you in all of these kind of happening?
the thing about the usage setting, we'll have to do the usage stuff maybe, hopefully tomorrow, because our people don't understand exactly what's coming to that country. They have no idea. They have no clue. And the reason why other countries been transitioning from this beggar mentality or the aid-driven mentality, they have no idea. Because I was reading an article today, some international experts are even warning that this thing could cause some kind of a political instability. Because when you start hitting people harder than what they expected, they don't know how people will react. And it was because of this that the government even came up with some proposal about austerity. They want to cut down on travel, they want to cut down scratch card. I was like, you just tinkering around the edges. You're not ready to address austerity measure because when you are ready, you will go to line by line. I think I heard Sajuta talking about recasting the budget because look, let me tell you something. That 800 and some more $1 million is a lie. I always tell you how they got operate, and they've been doing it for almost a decade plus. They will inflate the national budget so as to give themselves a justifiable reason why they can increase their individual budget, especially those in leadership or on committees. That's how they operate. They know that at the end of the year or at the end of the fiscal year, they won't be able to hit the target, but then they will go make cuts. But the only thing is, when they are making cuts, the cut is not applicable to them. They take it from other parts, education, agriculture, tourism, take money from here and there. But I'm telling you, Mabel, when you add the budget shuffle that happens naturally in Liberia, then when you factor that with the usage issue, look, our people have no clue. That's why I think if we want to talk about this, we need an entire day, that entire show to talk about it, because now they want to find out. Can you imagine? Someone is telling you that they are giving you aid, that they are helping you, and you who call yourself lawmaker, that's supposed to be there to watch the gate for the Liberian people. Now you want to call for an audit. You want to know how the money was spent just on tax. They are telling you they want to come from they were giving tax consultants said or providing consultation on taxes to take out to the value added tax, which is almost like a sales tax, wherein every stage of the production process you add tax on it, right? They say they want to transition the old tax system. So if you will spend $17 million a year in the country of Liberia just on tax consultancy, then tell me why they roll the LRA. You're telling me I want to know the work the LRA has been doing in Liberia if you need consultation fee of $17 million just to come to a value-added tax system. But maybe, like I said, if you want to do the usage issue, got to be maybe hopefully tomorrow, so we can really go down into it.
Yes.
We can really, because our people keep hearing about usage, they don't understand, they don't get it. And even their lawmakers now, they are raising their land because they know exactly what's coming. So when you hear the Lego Amara and Joseph talking about we got to do a recast budget. I mean, this thing, I think I listened to the finance minister on the VOA program. He was talking about some of the
also said that in fact they have the audit.
Yeah,
they're also talking about auditing.
And we've been talking about audits, why including our lawmakers. Look, Melbourne, nobody puts water into a leaking bucket. No. You know, one of my homeboys called me earlier this morning, was using the analogy, but you see, I said, bro, when you are the father of a home, your primary objective when you go into work, why is the reason you can give your wife money to cook? Because your whole objective is for your wife and your children to have food in the house, right? Maybe if you are spending money and giving your wife money to cook every day, and when you come from work, your children complaining that they are not eating on time, matter of fact, the food that they are getting is poor quality, someday they don't even eat. What you do? Are you not going to question your wife to be like, all the money that I'm giving you, what are you spending that money on? Are you not going to ask such a question? Will you not investigate to know exactly? Because the purpose that you give the money for is not being met, right? You give the money to feed your children, to have food in the house, and every day you come from work, your children give you something that either they're not eating on time, either the quality of the food is very poor, or they're not getting food at all. What are you going to do next? You will want to know exactly the money you are leaving every day, what your wife is spending it on. And that's the thing with the usage. Nobody talking about the aid. People are talking about, maybe, let me give you another analogy. If you are in a hole that is 10 feet deep, and I keep giving you a ladder that is less than a foot long, am I helping you?
No.
It looks like I'm helping you. That's what people would think. But deep down in my heart, I'm not helping you. I'm only pretending to be helping you because I know you will never get out of that hole, right? The hole is 10 feet deep. And I'm sending you a letter that is 1 foot long. So I know at the end of the day, in the next 1,000 years, you will never get out of that hole. That's why I'm not helping you. It might look to people who are passing by to look like I'm helping you, but I know that I'm not helping you. That's where the thing is headed at. And our people need to know exactly what's going on, because I know it will hit them like a bricks. That dude that under that car crying, he ain't crying. He got more time to keep crying. And we just want to let our people to know what is coming so they can be prepared for it, because it's not only in Liberia, all the other corrupt and useless country that never been putting their act together, they are the one crying. Remember when last you put the radio on or you went on the internet, you saw other country complaining about using that or cutting her aid or readjusting or temporary free.
30 seconds more the use if sorry, Burkina Faso president, as I understand, got almost 500 buses for his citizen. The guy who they were criticizing back to back, 500 buses. And so forth. But Mark, quickly before we go to Mr. Cannon, we want you to, so.
No, I think I'm done. You can go to Mr. Cannon. I'm just going to say, because if you want to go into that, then you will need almost the entire show, because there are so many moving parts to it, from the national budget to the government so-called austerity that they want to cut down on traveling allowances and scratch card and all that stuff, and listening to the finance minister, and even the news that was reported in the Liberian Observer today about the whole issue about doing an audit and a full investigation. Sir Joseph want to go back to 2018. I'm like, bro, are you joking? You now want to go back to audit from 2018 to 2025. Since when you came to the realization that you need an audit? Since when you got to the realization that when people say they are giving you aid, you want to know what they are spending the money on in your country, and now it just hit you? I mean, 7 years later, come on, man. We got a bunch of comedians in that country, man. Go ahead, Mabel.
Good. So, Mr. Cannon, with all of the waste and our lawmakers, they are moving, or they are going home with all of the salaries and all of the benefits, all of the huge money. And but you say saying that will not be able to support your budget, will not be able to give you some of the helping that we used to do. There's some of the helping hands, for example, paying your pumps and so forth. And Mr. Cannon, what say you in the midst of all of this situation for our people?
So first of all, two things. Number one thing, Donald Trump is not the one that actually shut down the USA or temporarily shut down the USA. It was Elon Musk. And according to the Unity Party people, Elon Musk and Joseph Boakai, they are very close. The last time we saw Joseph Boakai was on a video chat, personal, private video chat with Elon Musk. So Joseph Boakai calling on him in this public manner to go and to call his best friend, to come to Liberia, even though you say we cease, but Elon Musk got all the money. He's the richest man in the world. Elon Musk can replace that, split second through Joseph Boakai negotiation, because they're a friend, according to the Unity Party propagandists. Secondly, Dylan and other people, they brought somebody in the country just today that said that Liberia is doing more, or Liberia has done more for America than America is doing for Liberia. Now, America did not even ask Liberia to stop what Liberia is doing for her, but America just stopped a portion of their support to Liberia, and then we'll be all crying, including government officials that have been stealing millions of dollars over the years. These people, they are not serious. They are a bunch of jokers, and the joke is on them. Until the Liberian people themselves can get ready, we're going to be in this until we usher in good leadership that is bang on fighting corruption, that is focused on developing the country and looking, looking out for the Liberian people, considering Liberian people in everything they do. Until we can get a leadership that will pay attention to what Liberian people go through day to day, we'll be here crying, maybe nothing going to change because we do not have leaders that have Liberian people at heart. They won't care about their pocket and they won't have their pocket at heart. So everything they do is gearing towards filling up their pocket. So yes, Liberia is what it is. And until we can get leaders that care about our country, leaders that are developmental oriented, leaders that care about the citizens, they can sympathize and empathize with their citizens. They can look at their condition, knowing that to see your child going to the best school, eating the best food, ready to go to the best hospital, they get good healthcare system, everything. And you yourself, when you got sick, you'll be airlifted. But yet the rest of the country are suffering, no food in their stomach. You can even afford for the children to go to school. Until they can put themselves in the shoes of the Liberian people and empathize with them, nothing will change. The stealing will continue.
Good. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Kane. And quickly, before we go to the line, I want to ask my colleagues, Muna and Dara Lawrence, because even though on tomorrow, Lamont said we're going to dive more into some of the waste, because the president of the Republic of Liberia, his budget is around $3.4 million. Well, very too sweet. I don't know what kind of country, but the country is I don't know, people will say, look, you come here and become citizen. Some of you who are foreigners,
I don't want to cut you off, Mabel. I don't want to cut you off, but you go to the region speaker allowances from his basic salary to his domestic travel to his entertainment and gift, his fuel and lubricant with $55,743. His generator, when you put all together, will be $35,000. His entertainment and gift is $159,000. Then his basic salary will be $245,000, which is $20,000 monthly. Think about that. Don't go to the president. The president too far. Go to the region speaker.
Yeah. So on tomorrow, my brother, we'll be looking at all of these things on tomorrow. Tomorrow, actually, like you already recommended, tomorrow we're going to go full blast on that. But Mona, quickly, what say you into all of these kind of situations?
Like what Mon said that tomorrow we'll dive into it more. Yeah, than today, because you know what Liberians crying now because the lack of transparency and accountability. That's why we are crying. We are corrupt. So use is closing down and making us cry more because we are corrupt. And think that's what's happening right now. We are not true to ourselves. When you look at one person's budget, you get frustrated. So like what Monk said that tomorrow, we're go into devil deeper tomorrow. Yeah, so we around us, but the whole you say thing what may only like bro crying, so you say they close, only us crying because we are corrupt people. We're not true to ourselves.
Wonderful. Thank you. Lawrence, quickly, you want to chip in on the discussion?
Maybe with the whole Urubala that is ongoing in the country, we the poor people will suffer. Mind you, few months from now, you go to hospital, you must trust a packet. Even if you get somebody say you get in the hospital, you must trust a packet because common paracetamol, you're not getting hospital to buy. They will send you to pharmacy. They will tell you say the medicine are in the hospital. So we the poor people, all the things that they're talking around, they want it. We the one who suffer it. The whole UCT. But if men party relax, the men get it mad. At the end of the day, the men when they get said they leave the country to go other country to go take treatment, they come back. When someone a close friend and say maybe they just telephone and say, yeah, the person coming to you, please treat the person. But we the one who suffer it, brother. The whole UCT thing that happening in the country. So that watch and see few months from now what happened.
Wonderful. Let's watch and see quickly before I go to the line. Mr. Kane and Dada Monk, any other thing that you people want to say quickly before we go to the line?
No, I'm good. I think we should take calls. For me,
good. Yeah, I'm good too.
All right. So the personal budget for travel is around 380. No, tomorrow not be easy tomorrow. Mr. Kane, please, tomorrow we don't want to go to our 5.
I'll be on tomorrow, 100%.
No, tomorrow, but sharp. Tomorrow,
I will not be working tomorrow, Mabel. I'll be on.
Yes. Yes,
Very
good. Tomorrow, come on, tomorrow, we're going to be discussing the five best. The five best. Look at the interesting. 0770-203125. That's the number to call. Again, 0770-203125. To this caller, good evening.
Good evening, Mayborn, and let me say good evening to the rest of the panel.
Yes,
This
rest of the panelists. Go ahead.
Yeah, the rest of the panelists, sorry. This is the purple defender calling you from his Smenote resident, David King. You see, Mon and Mayborn, Joseph Boakai, like I will always say, for me, I don't see prospect in that brother. And I do not know why people are still hopeful. People should now start to think about how they will put their life together. All of what Gafon has been saying, Gafon has been tied up in the middle. Gafon, he can't enjoy something that he had no idea of coming to, but he just came there, and now he's getting what he's supposed to get. Like I said from the beginning, I said, if I were you, I would just stay with my international job. This thing that people are calling government, is going to put them on your character, international character, and that is their local character. So it was just good for Gafon to stay where he was until whatever time he found feasible to come back to Liberia and going to be a quota. But they use it, think they are going to use it. And even the austerity measure they're trying to employ, it will not help. You can go down to the lower man.
All right, thank you. We also get information that the minister also saying that Liberian people should pray. Those of you who can pray, you're praying, and the final minister says you should pray. So this caller, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
My name is P. I'm teacher from issue number 2, Charleston.
Go ahead, man. Thank you for joining us.
My attention has been true to the issue of instability.
Okay.
Therefore, now that the people of Liberia see the effort of instability, but we are aware that people are going through a lot. Some politicians who claim to be good at the end of the day, they eat the Liberian people. So instability, we always will continue to do it well. One day, people will petition him. He's doing well, but we are a little bit afraid because all of the politicians have done so many things to us that they're not supposed to do. They pretended that they have love for Liberian people at the end of the day, both give them power. They started cheating Liberian people. So that is why people say, careful when it comes to petitioning on instability. But then he be patient, he come. The people petition him. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Keep praying. Or the final minister say you must pray for you. Say to this color, directed this country, the country is justice. Well, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, neighbor, and the rights of your co-host.
Open your Bible or your Quran. The final minister say we must pray for you. Say to come back. Go ahead, my brother.
Neighbor, let's take the calls, man. Stop disrupting the people call. It's not funny though. It's serious.
From what you said from the beginning. And you see the government, just like the government is being centralized. Nepotism is being the order of the day. When you look at and the hierarchy of this particular government is just being centralized in Lofa County. That is a clear and attribute of Joseph Boakai. He's a complete tribalist and a selfish individual. And lastly, who's going to pray? Let me tell you, Gafon prayer cannot solve this particular problem. And let me firstly appreciate the current president of America and for putting in a kind of proactive measure to ensure that resources of America should be used in America, and the resources of African countries should be used in Africa. So Joseph Boakai and Collins yesterday boasted of being educated. So they should not be depending on youth funding before they can function. Then they use their education. We have diamond here, we got gold, we get other mineral resources and agricultural products are here. They can use their education to utilize these things so that they can create jobs and even attract industrialization in Liberia.
All right, thank you so much, Brian Tate, my uncle. Good evening.
Yeah, neighbor, how you doing? And the rest of the panelists.
Well, we found out. Thank God for life. Go ahead, uncle.
Yes. The let me go to Honorable Benedict first. You see, in our country, if you want to be a politician, don't hide your face. Even if you get money and you do $100 project, don't think that because you get money, so that $100 project is nothing. No. Because tomorrow, people will ask you what you have done. And there will be opposition to any position. There will always be opposition. You know that I listened to one guy the other day from Relay there and start saying that or Motor Bridge, military boat bill. I felt right. I mean, bridge that people went to dedicate, people went Lord Maker, then they went there, they came from there, and we know what they told us. That no single man could build that kind of bridge. Then they go try to deliberate. So people always blow a whole horn. Even if he not prepared for it, then he hire people to blow a horn. That radio station. You don't want to use a radio station, then you use other radio station. And let me go to Trump. You know, Trump is teaching African people lessons. And you get a lot of money when you get it, then you eat it. Then you say people will come to help me. If Trump can do it to Europe, NATO, what is a security partner to America? If he can do it to NATO, that turning Liberia, he can do it to, or turning Africa, he can do it to. I'm telling you, Trump is teaching us lesson. So when we collect our own money, we will use it wisely. So when we not use it wisely, Trump feeding it, Trump will learn how to wear all laughing. You know, more than all they will be laughing. That you and myself will be here. That you the citizen will happen. But I want to thank Honorable Gafwan, you know, Gafwan taking all the job we born, you know, is passions. And also to see your own father taking the presidency, you got the expertise, then you call you don't come. And you know, people say he's ungrateful. But he can do what he want to do. And you know, to make sure we pass through this turmoil of time so that he can be written in the history of our country. So I want to thank you so much. If a 4 year ahead, people will go to the A. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Uncle Brantate. So this caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mabel, and good evening to everyone of you in studio tonight.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, Joseph from Senior again, according from 12 Street.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say thank you to the team. Thank you for the hard work you do for the Liberian people. To be honest, the issue of the whole UC story, for me, is very simple. Our President Joseph Boga already have connection with Elon Musk. So all I want from him, just to go do some gentleman agreement with Elon Musk to solve our problem. Just be doing all that, going to all of the committees, doing all of this stuff. Just go do some gentleman agreement with Elon Musk, and then our whole problem will be solved immediately. So thank you. That's all I have to say today.
Thank you for joining us to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Mabel.
Yeah, my dear, go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
Mabel, thank you for once again. This is our David Samuel. I joined a discussion from Ominga Market, the legacy of former President here. Mabel, while listening to your show, one of your co-hosts talked about vulnerability, doing a good job in Nimba, and people are talking about it. Let me tell you, he spoke as though the people of Nimba are ungrateful people. We from Nimba, we are not ungrateful people. We appreciate people for what for our country, not for what they can do for individuals. This is why vulnerability is first time getting to the agreement of Nimba. They voted for him for what he did. But now he's a certain representative now for the country. And now he's using government to buy that funding. So he can't expect to be running all around the funding now you go there like how can the development fund and district development fund. So all and right now as a certain representative the mercy for the government because the government is providing the district development fund. So we are not ungrateful people. And the other men talk about even petition to go for the senatorial level. No, we cannot do that. We cannot hastily do that. We look at your attitude and character before you can petition for the highest people of our country. In case today you doing good, after 2 years, 4 years from now, your attitude and authority to what our country has to teach. So we observe you for your attitude under the microscope before we can give you the highest of our country. Thank you very much for our show.
Thank you so much for being part of this caller. Charles Cooper, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mabel.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Charles Cooper. I call from County Duforo. Yeah, Mabel. Hello?
Yeah, hello, my dear. Go ahead. You live.
Mabel, sorry, I did not begin the show But I think I got a latter part of the show. I heard you talking about the finance minister asking you to pray for UJ to come back.
Yes, that's just the latest report or the latest news coming in.
Maybe I think the greatest prayers that we need to do at Labrador is to pray for our leaders to change from their evil deeds, their wicked ways. Maybe we should pray for our leaders to see it, put on to get rid of wastage in government. Maybe. Why should we pray for UNICEF to come back when we have money that can solve our own problem? But because it has just been circulating in the pockets of few political higher ups. Maybe you are paying these people thousands of dollars. That's why we have called upon government officials. Let them find room in their heart to set a ceiling of government salary. No government official in the country maybe should earn more than $5,000. Maybe in this kind of economy, if people all Liberians are making it by making 150 or less than 150, but yet they are still surviving. Then however you that is making $5,000, I think you will not survive. If you have a good managerial skill, maybe if you earn 5,000 monthly, you will even be able to build good houses within 2-3 years. You'll be able to buy a good car on your own.
Well, I think Charles Cooper go up the line. To this caller, good evening. We'll take a few more calls and cross over to our team.
Good evening, therefore, and good evening to the panelists as well as this is
Thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me just come in quickly and do some correction regard to color. The third color before this color, we'll talk about county development form and district development form. The stability developmental plan, they have been supported single-handedly for a pocket. It is not county development form, neither district development form. If that gentleman is not reading, then he conduct himself to not be unreasonable. Back to the issue regarding to our president and that of Ida Moore and the rest. We start here as Monk said earlier, when we have independence celebration, Orator that came and said the United States of America has gained more for the Republic of Liberia than the Republic gained for them. All of these words were spoken that Britain celebrated here around. And it seems very time America just observed and played their maturity role as a country that highly mature and responsible when it comes to their financial activity. It didn't take long when the deportation issues came about. Our president was also on the higher up. He started to castigate Liberian form within the diaspora. Use such a word that could not be suitable for the rebuilding of our country. Now we are come to point. America has control over their money. It is their money. That money they put it stop to Liberia. They not put the free to aid. For them, so it will get forced stop to Minister Stealing, Representative Stealing, directors around stealing, all of these criminal attitudes of losing money within the country. They will get forced stop to it and reduce salary and being sincere to ourselves with law. When you are found guilty, even the rumor of their stealing will just in a separate. It should be quickly paid to our service for service. That's it for investigation. When you are guilty, you be locked on your property, be confiscated from you.
All right, thank you so much. Let me move to Pascal Davis. Pascal, good evening.
Yeah, Chief Mebon, how you doing, man?
We're good. Thank God for life. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Let me say thanks to Mont and the entire team. So, Mebon, the budget is up, and we've seen all of the actions there. The first thing all of us should be concerned of, even those institutions that's supposed to be spending some of the money, not even go for budget hearing. Imagine some of the institutions. The other day, the EPA director admitted that he did not go for budget hearing. If he did not go for budget hearing, how come money was allotted to your agency or your institution? I mean, Mabel, how is this? I mean, how are they running the government? Is this the change aid and the rescue that our people have come to do the national budget of the country. You have the tools of the country. See what you explain to us here and how much the speaker, the regime speaker, that's what he said. He said, I am a regime speaker. I have come here so everything can be powerful. See how much he earns. I'm even being told he have a domestic travel allowance. Imagine when who is going to Banga, we're supposed to pay him. Going to Magibi, we're supposed to pay him. His own country. If guess what we're going to watch and see for the next time? Are you saying we should put our hands and sit down and say the next election will determine the next leader? If guess what a serious country will do with serious people? Where are we? Is this Mr. Boyka with the president of the country? Is this how he has come to rescue our people?
Well, thank you, my brother. This caller will be our last caller. We'll cross over to the team of panelists to have their own say on some of the reactions. To this caller, good evening.
How you doing?
Well, my dear, I'm okay. Just that every time you wake up, it can be easy, but thank God for life.
You see, thank you, Maple. My name is Alex Matters. I'm a citizen of Lima County, especially a town called Soul City, honest massive home. You see, ungratefulness in Lima County is too much. I'm a Lima citizen. What makes us so ungrateful than this? Honorable Hassan Musa Pelete told the impossible to pay the preacher on our side. Yeah? So you must want to go okay, appreciate it. Even when someone do later, but encourage them, they're all part of follows. On that point, said it. On a market, the same money get on a market. He barely gets who gets out his source. He got play. Yeah? You open in a development form. You got a brief from capital to pay up the bridge. Come up. You know, you development. And most of the happy to the won't be ungrateful. And we're going to be so grateful to them. One make us to be so ungrateful. They're ungrateful. I want we supporting you, we will pray for you. Whatsoever prayer, God will bless you. They're ungrateful and you're not going to do much. Don't stop the ungratefulness and encourage your man to do more for us.
All right, thank you. I like that talk. It's just that I'm not some from Nimba, but if I was some from Nimba County, I'm going to remember. But it's just so frustrating. But Mr. Kane, Mark, Lawrence, and other Muna, we're back from our people, all of the interactions and the calls. What say you? Beginning, I don't know, Mr. Kane, you want to put it maybe before you conclude, but go ahead.
I'm going to wait.
You know, I enjoyed the last caller and the guy who called initially that tried to justify talking about you got to give people the time, you got to know their motive and intent. The question I wanted to ask him, the people who you believe are the contestants, you can predict their motive and intent if you really want to go by that. But you know the last caller just lay out, and that's just what it is the tribal undertone. That's why I told you, Melbourne, that's why when you watch the counter meet, there is more momentum in the counter meet, even though it doesn't have value to soccer in Liberia, but it's the most recognizable sporting event in the country because it's sectarian. And that's how we Liberia, that's how we operate. We do things, we are not nationalistic, we are tribalistic. That's just why it is. And the guys and people who's hoping or who are hoping for a better day, they believe that maybe they hope we will transcend the tribal thing, but I don't think it will be anytime soon from what I'm seeing, because it keeps repeating itself over and over. And the second to the last part, he asked a question. He said, the reason the guy are joking and they know that what's about to hit the Liberian, but they know it's going to be hard from an economic standpoint, because he asked a question. If you cannot attend a budget hearing, how do you determine? So how the appropriation committee in both houses, how are they able to determine or authorize spending for a particular government agency when the head of that agency cannot even go to a budget hearing? How? Because they are not serious. They could care less. That's why in the president's own agenda or his own vision for Liberia, he expecting donors to contribute 7% to the party that he will be hosting. But he hosting the party, he think he only get 30%, and he expecting people to bring the gravy train to the party. So, but tomorrow we'll talk about it. Let me stop there. We got less than 7 minutes, so let me give it a kind of chance to elaborate further. But it's just interesting, I say. And our country, we are not ready. We are not ready for leadership. We're not ready for forward movement. We are just stuck, and it's a very sad thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mabel, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Connor, I'm getting you, and thank you. So quickly, we gotta go. No time.
Yeah. So I just gonna be very quick.
Mhm.
You know, I said something earlier when I said Liberian people, we are getting there little by little. There are certain people who are very, bang on, supporting their political party or bringing politics into everything. And no matter what happens, they will always stick to their political, talking points and shenanigans. But there are Liberians who are observing, they are following, and they are honest. The brother who spoke said that from Nimba, he was very clear. But I don't want him to launch a blanket attack on all Nimba people. We are not ungrateful people. Trust me. We have few people among us who are using politics to discredit or not to give credit where it's due. So they're doing that based on political reasons because they know acknowledging certain thing from Musa ability that will be, that will give him a political, facelift. So they don't want that. But like Mompori, if we cannot recognize, acknowledge, and respect and be thankful to those who are doing good for us, but yet we want to be praising and worshiping those that we do things for them as a country and we got nothing in return. Who will you support? So I think Musa Belete is doing, what you're supposed to be doing. I will advise you to continue, not to, just be discouraged. Whether or not some people recognize it or acknowledge it, vast majority of the country, they are watching, and the people of Nimba County are now ungrateful, all of them. You got few people who just doing this just for political reasons, but I think Musa Belete is doing good and he should continue. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Connor. And quickly, Muna, no, Lawrence already out. Well, Muna, what say you with our callers and our followers? And
No, majority of the callers they spoke well. It's just that especially that guy who say, we can't give our accounting now because put a microscope or whatever. So brother to ask the question. All those they've been electing or voting whatever, you put a microscope because they can't do anything. But all I can say to Honorable Musa Bedete is that let him keep on doing what he's doing and keep blowing his own trumpet because now it's not about I'm not from here, the person is not from here. But once someone is doing something, we should see how best we all go around the person to see and so they can do more because small thing, most especially when you want to contest in your area, if you are not from there, right? When you see on the contest, then they start to find your hospital. You start to tell you where you coming from, your bloodline. And now it's about time that Liberians will wake up to see how best the country can be the right path. Once I'm there, I'm from the country, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. Someone who's not from the country, they are doing what they're supposed to do in the best interest of all of us. We should prioritize them. We should go up, we should all go around and see how best the right thing can be done. So they keep on doing. That's it. We will know 2029 if Liberians really want change. Comes 2029, we will know. Thank you.
well, wonderful. Thanks to all of you. But quickly, in passing, let me just give my own opinion. Let me be frank, Mr. Kane. I joined a team, the caller who said that he seriously disappointed in some Liberians. I think if you come to our population or census report, you understand that maybe Nimba County may be the second, if not, yes, I think the second largest or the populated county next
Yep.
to Monserrado. So even if Honorable Musa has some ability to 1%, I think that should be trending on the internet. Look, it's not about whether you're going to vote for the man, you're going to campaign for the man, you're going to be for the man. Look, sometimes we got to stop these things. For me, if that was in Grand General County, let me just say this. Yeah, what, Mr. Khan, you want to say
No, no,
something?
no. No, I'm not saying anything. I just listening to you.
Okay, good. So if this kind of more projects or this kind of happening is in my own time or even in Grand General County, trust me, I'm going to be posting this thing back to back. So I'm disappointed in the sons and daughters on Nima County. Let me be frank. So you got to stop. Samuel Coker running here and there. Anyway, I'm just so disappointed.
Just before you leave the show, I want to ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
If you follow the ceremony where Chairman Billy invited all those politicians, the Liberty Party folks, and everyone that attended, how many politicians that attended that ceremony that came out and said, we admire what Chairman Billy is doing in Nima County, and maybe it should be a wake-up call for some of us to do more in our district or to allocate more in the budget? No, because they don't want to give him credit. That's just how the game is. They don't want the lack of ability in order with a whole different mindset in terms of making progress come to politics because they want to keep it that way. So it's not only the people. That's why I keep saying, if Musa Belete believes that he's doing more than that, he got to sell himself. I mean, he got to sell his own. He got to blow his own trumpet because of politics. Politics is not. We don't give you credit for what you do. You have to sell. It's a salesmanship job. It's a sales job. Because if you think that those people, you know, the other one talking about he gave you condition. We got to see whether you got clear mind, like my brother. I bet you that the other people you cannot make the case for that. So don't tell us you trying to evaluate to see if you will continue doing. No, that's not the case. They fired the matter A. That's just the nature of the game in politics. When you do things, you want to blow your own trumpet, you want to sell it, and people will have to buy it. And it's up to him to make that decision and to engage the political process in such a manner. Because to assume that just because you build it, people will come and promote it. No, don't subscribe to that ideology. And I will say again, there is a tribal undertone to that as well, whether you like it or not. Whether you want to sugarcoat it, the tribal undertone will never. You can separate it from that particular event happening in my country.
Indeed, so more. I think we're going to look, or maybe we're going to take one of these days of our show here and just discuss the entire Nima County and that of the workings of Honorable Musa Hassan. Because for me, it's really getting to me. Look, let me be frank.
So maybe just so you know, we have invited Chairman Bilete. In fact, Chairman Bilete, people to reach out to us. They want to buy a special airtime to be coming on SKTV on, I think on the weekend. I don't know, Saturday or Sunday, to be coming on and to be discussing his thing and whatever he's been doing and his district and his political party, whatever he's trying to do. So he said, like Monster, he had to blow his own trumpet. Other than that, people will not do it. People will not do it for him. That's true. All right.
You put candle on it, you put it on the table. No, you got to put the candle on top.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Political people who waiting to sell. Blessing that time and the effort of